Are there any questions?
Yeah, just a comment. I think this is tough, given that it's perfectly suitable for our context. Can you hear me clearly? Because I know there's a bit of internet lag.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm very excited, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to actually also get it going for us in the rural areas. So I see Mutusi is on the line as well as Tsepi. So they both have schools. They're the principals of two schools in rural areas in Motibistad and Kuruman. So perhaps if you want to, if there's time, also just chat us through how we can get this started. How would they go about doing this kind of thing, just in their school or maybe their own community, if you like to do that.
Yeah, so the typical, I've gone through the examples. If you're a community worker and you have an NGO where kids come naturally, you would just start playing with them. Each of one of you have a game. So you could have 5 to 6 kids playing at the same time or less. If you're at a school, the different scenarios that has worked at schools is that you convince the headmaster that there should be a technology class once a week for a certain grade, but then one game wouldn't be enough. That school kit that I showed you is the one that schools would need. We sell them for 3,000 Rand, but we also try and find sponsorships, or you could try and find a sponsorship in your community. So if you want to do it in a classroom situation, you would need, say, about 8 game sets, which reaches, and then you can play with 40 kids. Preferably, you would need 1 phone per group. But if you see the school kit, the different levels in the game are also printed on cardboard. So you can literally make photostats of the levels. The kids pack out their code, and the teacher could walk around with a phone. And if the kids think they have the solution, the teacher can bring the phone, take a photo, and show them whether it works or not. So it's a bit more work for the teacher if you don't have enough phones, but it can be done. I've played once with 120 learners in Khayelitsha, and I had 6 phones. I got in some tricks to walk around with the phones, and it worked quite well. So you can either do it in the community, at a coffee shop. We've literally seen people doing it on the pavement, at an NGO where you have a building, at school during class, during break, start a coding club after school for those volunteers that are interested. Yeah, there's so much flexibility.
This is really cool. Tsepi, Mutusi, do you have any comments here? Love to hear what you're thinking at this stage.
Good evening, guys. How are you? I'm sorry for coming late. I had some commitments just at 7 o'clock, so I couldn't be on time. Well, this sounds a bit interesting. I'm not sure as to whether I grasped everything right from the beginning, but I'm interested in knowing as to who would train our teachers. Are we going to be trained and then we go down and cascade or train our teachers at the stage, or there's a way we can maybe contract you to come down and assist in terms of training? Maybe I missed
Yeah. We've done training, and I could come there, but I don't know how many of you have watched the introductory videos. I had a meeting this morning with a senior educational specialist here in Port Elizabeth, and she wants to introduce it to her teachers in the region. And she literally, what you need to do is you need to sit down, take the videos, and start playing yourself. If you're stuck, you can WhatsApp me. But personally, I think it's too much. It's too much cost for me to fly to you. You can literally just sit and play, and you need to get yourself to level 15 or 20, and then you will know how to do it. You don't need to teach the kids. They know themselves. I've played with probably about 2,000 kids. You literally just get them started, and they find out very quickly. But as a teacher or as a facilitator, it would help if you've played the game yourself. I could, if you want to fly me up there or get me to see the region, I could do it, but I don't mind. I love it. but I'm not sure whether it's cost effective. I think each one of you have the ability to sit and play and get to level 10 or 15. That's enough for the kids, just so you have a grip. But the power of this thing is the fact that it's self-driven, that kids can do it on their own. I hope that makes sense.
Interesting. Then tell me, how do we get some of these puzzles?
Yeah, I thought each one of you had a copy, had a pack. What we do is we sell them. The pack that you have is sold at 150 Rand each. I've said to regions, if they want to order 50 or more, I can make them 100 Rand. I can't really make them cheaper. The school kits is, as I said, is 3,000. That is 8 games in lesson plans, the instructional videos on a floppy, on a flash, the solutions to all the levels, etc. So it's either 150 Rand a game or 3,000 Rand is a kit. I can put you on a beneficiary list if I do get sponsors, but the sad thing is that list is getting longer and longer now. And the reality is I can't start handing them out for free because just to give you an idea, the apps that we've worked with have cost us close to 500,000 Rand to develop. So somehow I need to keep the project sustainable, unfortunately. But you can order them through the post from me.
You can order through?
You can order them online from me. I send them by courier. We don't have them in shops or anything.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Can I ask, is there anyone listening that has actually played the game, that has gone into tanks and experimented?
Oh, no, personally, I haven't started yet.
You haven't started, okay.
Hi, Tshepiya.
Yes.
Tshepiya. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, Muthusi said a mouthful. I don't have any comment anyway.
Okay.
One other thing, I saw your contact numbers here.
Yes.
Then I've tried to start the game, but it was not easy for me. It's very difficult.
Okay.
So I've tried to check the video, but I didn't. I don't have enough time to go through it.
Okay.
To even start the first step.
What I would recommend, as I said, you don't really need to know the game. If you can get 2 or 3 kids around a phone, you will see that they will start playing. If you have the correct phone, we try to make it compatible to all phones, but I kind of say normally the Samsung phones work, but any of the cheaper phones below 1,000 Rand, sometimes their cameras aren't good enough, unfortunately. But if you feel you're too busy, try and get 3 kids that you know, put them around a table, give them the game, a phone that works, and you'll see they'll find their way very quickly. From about 8, 9 years up, the kids are quick. I never show the kids. They can watch the video on the cell phone quickly, and then they know what to do. I'm seeing 2 kids here on my screen. They should be able to start playing on their own if their parents allow them. I'm sure they will. Muthusi, you wanted to say?
Yes. I wanted to check as to whether the app itself has maybe a number of videos that we can.
Yeah, the videos is not in the app. I can WhatsApp the video. I've WhatsApped the videos to the group, some of the videos.
Okay.
We've got 11 instructional videos that we call them Getting Started.
Yes, that is the part that I'm interested in.
Yeah, so if you don't have them, you can WhatsApp me and I'll send them to you. It's Getting Started, troubleshooting, what if it doesn't work, what are the different things to try. And then there's a video every time the levels get slightly more complex. If a new concept is introduced, there's a video.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I've got a sense for us to go through the video now won't make sense. I think each one of you, if you don't have the video, try the video. If you can't do it yourself, get kids to play. And then we could maybe have a meeting again later in the week or next week if you really couldn't get it working. I hope that makes sense. Natalie, what do you think?
Yeah, that's good, John. But let's hear, maybe there's some more comments from
Sure, yeah.
the audience.
I see we've got
Sean,
10
you
minutes, but
wanna-
if it runs out, we can
your
just
kids want
join
to say
again.
something. We really love to hear.
Have the kids played?
Hi, our names are Erika
Hello.
and Dinesh. Thank you, Auntie Natalie, for the games. And we tried it and we had fun. And it was kind of easy. But on the second level, it got a little bit harder.
Which level did you go up to?
Level 4.
Who is
Level
that?
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So you went to level 4. Good. What age are you? How old are you?
7 and 6.
7 and 6. Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, we developed the game for about 8 years old. So it's great that they actually could play up to level 4. We find that kids under 8 or 9, sometimes it helps just with the parent to sit next to them and just help them think. But so you can see as adults, these are 6 and 7-year-olds that started playing. It's not impossible, and it's not. It's good that they went up to level 4. I'm sure if a parent sit next to them, they should be able to go up to level 10 at some stage. But it's actually developed for 8 years and older. We've got a new app called Boats, and we're developing material for that. That should be available end of February, and that would be from grade R to grade 3. But we find that age kids actually do more physical activities for coding, and then Boats is just a basic coding app that works with physical activities. But congratulations, it's brilliant that you could go to level 4 at that age.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jan, yeah, so take us through level 1 for the sake of us adults. It's a bit slower than the kids.
Okay, I'll go through level 1. Our time's going to run out for Zoom, but once you are, just come in again on the same link. We carry on. It's just how Zoom works. I don't have the license that goes on forever.
No worries.
Okay, sorry. So what you need to do, if you have the phone, if you have the app with you, can I just see, do you actually have the, okay, if you don't have the app with you, don't worry, just listen to me. I'll try and explain. So it will open up on this menu. There, they've got it first. Brilliant. And then you just literally click on play. That's very easy. So you click on play. And then you'll see there's 35 levels. So you literally click on level 1 to start with. Now,
can I just hear, Sean?
Go for it.
Just give us a second. Do you guys have this app downloaded on your phones? Just say yes or no. Let's just see where we are.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. I do have.
Okay, so are you guys with me, or should I go slightly slower?
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The way you're doing it, I think it's fine.
Okay.
And the puzzle, do you have the puzzle with you?
Have you got puzzles with you?
Yes,
I misplaced mine. My kids were playing with mine, and I don't know where did they put it.
Okay, but I've got photos of the
ago.
puzzles. So yeah, okay. So what you'll see is in each one of the levels, you've got a tank that is pointing in a direction, and it needs to reach the destination, and the tank is on a grid. Okay. So if you look at this problem here, the tank needs to move forward once, and then it will reach its destination. So you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, it's focusing on the tank, so it just needs to move forward once. So then you take your puzzle pieces. You must always have the start first. It won't work if you don't use the start first. And then you take the move forward puzzle and you plug it in like a puzzle, like you can see on the screen. So that's a very easy one. Then you take your phone inside the app. You'll see there's a camera icon that you can click on next to the grid. If you click on that camera icon, it's like taking a photo of the puzzles. Now this is where the troubleshooting comes in. For the very good phones, you sometimes need to be much further away than for the weaker phones. So you need to play around here with what works and what doesn't work. A word of warning, very bright lights don't work. Shadows across the puzzle pieces cause problems. The background, if it's too bright, preferably a black or a dark blue background of single color. So you take a photo by pressing on the button there. And so you click on the blue button, or is it blue? Yeah. And then it appears. So what it does image recognition. Those little circles there are like barcodes. And if you see your puzzles shown on the screen as graphics, if it's the same puzzles, then you click on yes. If it's not, then you need to take the photo again. And there's something wrong with your taking your photo. What small kids sometimes do is they shake their hand. So it's not a clear photo, or they're too close. You've got to be vertically
Just a minute.
above. Okay, try. Let's see. Does it work?
Just a minute, sir. It only should the green one. What's the problem?
If it's
Is it
only
the
the
shaking of the hands or what?
yeah, if it's only the green one, either your hand is shaking, your light is too bright, your background
Or the light too
is
bright?
yeah, the light could be too bright, the background could be too glary, or if your phone, it could be that your phone's not compatible, unfortunately. But there's a troubleshooting video that you can watch, all the different things. You can
Okay.
sometimes you're too close to the puzzle, sometimes you're too far. You need to adapt to find out what works for your phone and your scenario. But the most
No, I
often
got it right.
got it right.
I
Great.
got, yeah, I got
Okay,
it right.
good, good. So then you click on yes, and your tank will move. I won't show it now, but the
Yeah.
tank will literally move to the destination. And that's level 1. So it will
Okay.
move, and then you're done with level 1. Now level
So
2
how
has, okay,
how
question?
do we move? Just a minute. How do we move out from that level 1?
You just click on OK there, the OK
Oh.
button, and you'll go back to the menu. And then
Sure.
you choose option 2. Okay, and then there's a video for option for level 2, and then you start playing. And as you see, those kids went up to level 4. So the best way of training is to sit down and force yourself and just to start playing. And if you struggle, you WhatsApp me. My number's on the game, on the flyer,
Yeah.
and I'll help you immediately or tell you which video to watch. As I say, this educational specialist, when I left her this morning, she literally went to sit in our lounge, a lady of 63, and she started playing. She's at level 10 tonight. So everyone can do it. Any other questions?
How long should it take for one to reach at least the highest level there, which is, what is it, 35 something?
Yeah, if you're a programming student that has studied computer science first year, it could take you a day. I've had one guy that finished it in 4 hours. I've had one brilliant guy that did it in an hour. But the average primary school kid, it could take days or weeks. So it depends. It could take you from an hour to 2 to 3 weeks. As I said, I've been a computer science professor for 30 years. Level 34 took me 90 minutes to solve. It's not easy. But all kids don't need to go to level 35. Young kids of 8 or 9, they find if they get to level 20 or 15 or 16, there's no rules how far you need to get. We typically find if we play with kids for about 45 minutes, the best groups get to level 13, 14, and the other groups typically get to level 8 or 9 after an hour. That seems to be the average. But that would be slightly older kids than these guys playing with us now, from about grade 4 upwards, I would say.